Some of the different components to work on are non-doing, to let things quiet down and undo naturally as you give muscles space and time and the mechanical environment to undo into length. Directing for long periods, to become familiar with the guiding orders or directions and how they begin to work together and coordinate as they become more familiar and integrated. There's subjecting yourself to a stimulus and observing the way that the mental conception of that stimulus triggers misdirected orders and chains of muscular responses that you can observe. Then learning to say no to this conception and to stop when faced with the stimulus, and instead to consciously intend for the right orders or primary directions to be carried out. And importantly, to detach from the desire to judge this by feeling, but to accept that things will probably feel wrong or strange, but your job is to stick to the mental thinking process that you've established from the start. There's developing the ability to continue saying no to this mental conception and your response to it, even as you continue to give the new correct orders or directions, and then to learn to give these directions not only in sequence but all at once, so that you begin to establish a new sort of cycle of coordination that's integrated with each other. And this cycle of directions is linked up with the integration of the actual responses to the directions. In other words, the primary control coming into a more coordinated and organized state. Following that, you can begin to introduce a somewhat arbitrary end as you refuse the stimulus, direct, and accept the sort of wrong feeling, so that you gain even more experience detaching from feeling while trusting your conscious inhibition and direction, even as you go through with some action, as opposed to just maintaining that stopping and refusal of the stimulus. And ultimately, you can work on the means whereby that leads to the end that you've chosen, all while inhibiting the original response to that stimulus and maintaining your new directions for the accomplishment of that, such that you can actually begin to accomplish that end without having thought of it directly or triggering your habitual response, because you've been able to do all of the smaller components of it with a coordinated and attentive, intentional awareness and overall coordination.